away from you. It doesn't really provide you with a really good laning phase, at least not against these two heroes, though he will probably dodge them. He's going to be on the off lane, they're going to be on their own off lane. So I'm not sure. Like, this is... VP has a solid opening. I look at them as the better team, whereas Bait is trying to... and they got to go for Phoenix.
Lord.
Bait is trying to do something like half team fight, half mid game. I'm not sure. Like, it's an okay draft, but is it gonna win them the lanes and snowball? Most likely not.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but those three heroes from VP looks like a holy trinity right now, right? Like, we've seen the Shadow Demon Mars combo and now the Phoenix as well.
Yeah, for this CIS region, for sure, it's very strong. The issue with it is the fact that it is open to be ran at. It's strong around its timings, but if your laning phase isn't optimal and you give away a better lane, or at least you waste either Arena or Egg, you do open up the game just to be collapsed by your opponent. And that's what Bait do currently have. They have this ability to want to fight non-stop. You don't really have a hard counter to, let's say, the AA right now. You don't have that natural save. So if you do get ahead, you are going to be able to blow up some of these heroes. And I think you don't have to rely too heavily on the idea of finding a pairing for the Grimstroke, because it's still the concept of your lane push, the fact that Bait will always be in a position, hopefully, if they maybe get one core who can do it as well, but their lane should always be in a good spot that they can play off constant aggression without giving away free information with lanes being pushed in.
I mean, I get your point still. This Mars is a very strong laner right now, plus these, like you mentioned, the Holy Trinity, 3 heroes. I think all of the CIS teams want at least one of these 3 heroes. They get all 3, they know how to use them. On the other hand, I can see Bait collapsing when you use your spells, not in a good way, but then again, if you are just playing a little bit more defensive, which VP can do, what are these 3 heroes gonna do to you?
Well, let's talk on Bait side. Ramp up aggression. Is that what you're looking for?
This is a nice pick. It now gives you a way out, so your laning phase will always be strong. You don't really care too heavily about the spam. You have healing ward to play off as well. And also, when you get to those early fights, you pretty much are in a great spot to be able to punish the arena and the egg, because obviously you can spin out of arena and you can always kill egg. The issue is, yeah, they pick Lycan, and now on side of Bait, you don't have a way to really lock down the Lycan. A, you have no lockdown in your you don't have team fight, and then B, your game's a little bit slow in terms of the Juggernaut and then the AA. They don't really want to play early fights. They can, but if your Lycan's running at you, completely mitigates that ability.
This is rough. This is really rough. Like, Jugger, when I saw it, I'm like, okay, now they maybe go for some illusion-based hero, but Lycan, even better. He is actually gonna ramp up the tempo of these heroes, who you said can be a little bit slower, but then you have this hero just pushing everywhere. Bait, they lack wave clear apart from this Grimstroke. They're really gonna need to be jumping all around with the Void Spirit and getting out to the laning phase solid, so that they can even contest these heroes when they come to your towers. It's gonna be very tough for them.
I think maybe because they have last pick, they have this ability to at least try and get a solid ending to the draft. The question is, have they flexed this AA to the end, and are they going to do some weird Dendy AA that we've seen unfortunately fail miserably before?
Would you really want to see it in this game?
No, I think honestly like a Kunkka could be a nice rounding out factor. You put the offlane Void Spirit, you have a Kunkka mid, and then you have a way to always annoy the Lycan. And they go Shadow Fiend. Yeah, the group up potential from Virtus.pro is very scary. They are bound to their cooldowns, but at least the Shadow Fiend allows them to have that fight potential. And Mars, even without Arena, he's still very strong. With the spear.
And this doesn't make that Kunkka you just mentioned feel too good anymore, right? Like on the lane.
It can be okay. It's not terrible, but it's like I still think Kunkka could be a nice pick just for the fact that you need a way to round out your draft with some type of catch. If you have no catch in your draft, the game will just slip away when you make one mistake. And I say one mistake, it's one fight on the other side of the river, you're just going to get out-positioned, I think.
I'm thinking, like, if we're looking at Dendy Classics, something like a Lina or a Puck, possibly.
If he goes Lina, you can say he's going to win against SF mid. He's solid against the Egg, but he's just going to die every fight. If he goes for they go for an Underlord.
Okay.
That's a solid answer. This puts Void Spirit in mid, which actually makes SF really, really strong. I'm not sure. Like I said, Bait, if they want to win, they need to win the lanes. Are they going to win the lanes with this? No, not strongly enough so that they can snowball off of that.
But I like the fact that Bait can. They're tier 1s, tier 2s. They might have to give up. They might have to allow their map to be pressured by the Lycan. But if you get to that tier 3 defense, you put the Underlord in front. Maybe he gets an early Lotus Orb to take away the Vessel. He has an okay game. Like, there's not a lot of kill potential on him. So you might be able to actually prolong this game long enough. And I think there is a nice amount of defending spells at the tier 3s that Bait might be able to punish the aggression of Virtus.pro. We've seen multiple times where they've had a lead and then throw it away because they're just being a little bit too confident. My fear is though VP, their lineup is well too rounded, but I have a sliver of hope. I think maybe it's like 70-30 towards VP winning this, but maybe Bait could pull it out.
I get his point. Jagger goes for the Battle Fury. You put this Underlord, he defends the towers. The Void Spirit is there just to kill the backlines, and you slow them down that much, then Bait wins. But from what we've seen from Bait, definitely gonna go Virtus.pro.
This is where they put Void 5 and AA mid and just do an absolute curveball.
Well, we can check in on that. I know the man involved will be upset to see there is no Nova, and probably no Kai build on this, but we have actually got Lyrical and Tsunami on the line.
Hey, it's me and Tsunami. We're hanging out. I am a little bit disappointed, but I see a lot of my dogs already because I'm in quarantine anyways. So it's fine. It's all good.
You see a lot of dogs in this game
was
too.
a rough looking draft. I'm not gonna lie. This is spooky. I don't know how you guys are handling it. The Bait look like they're gonna get stomped.
Whoa. Let's not be that.
I'm trying to keep it a little bit more civil. Offer up maybe an out for Bait, but you're just like here, like go next. I'm like, oh okay. Papa Lyrical coming in to take charge.
He doesn't mess around.
He doesn't.
I've been known to be wrong before. Neil, what do you think? Are you feeling as sort of down about it as I am right now?
Well, I've been casting a whole lot of Division 2, and let me tell you, this is looking like a Division 2 draft. I have no idea how Lycan manages to slip through this late, and if it wasn't for the Lycan, I would honestly consider this to be playable. But the lack of catch, as the panel illustrated, for this Lycan is just going to be the undoing of this Bait draft, I suspect, and it's going to be an uphill climb from minute 0.
Okay. We'll have to see. Thank you so much, panel, for your lovely, wonderful insights. You guys are all awesome. You guys rock. I will mention real quickly that I did like the Underlord pick last because I was kind of on the same mind that Harry Freak was talking about, where he was like, if they take a Lina or something like that, that's an egg hitter, they're just gonna die in the draft. At least now you got like a little bit more bulk there, There's something at least that they can kind of hold on to in the draft and hold high ground eventually.
The only sacrifice is that now Void Spirit was turned into a core role, which was probably not the game plan. Void Spirit is going to struggle to land like any combos. Sometimes Void Spirit's great at being able to be one of those catch heroes, but if you have a bunch of units that can tank the Aether Remnant, then you're not very useful. And Lycan is one of the prime heroes used for that circumstance. And so, I don't know, as it is in the mid lane, it's going to be kind of difficult, as no one's already probably going to be abusing him with 2 raises.
Oh my god.
Third.
Yeah, that's a lot of damage. He has a salve though, so that's going to help a little bit. He fought well. They're making it happen already. The TeamSpeak issues are starting. I think that this is the big question mark I have is, can Dendi get out of this laning stage okay? And if he can, that's like condition 1 for them to win this game. Because I think that you're sort of identifying the same issue that I am, which is that eventually the Shadow Fiend like gets a sort of BKB, the Lycan gets a couple of items, wherever he wants to go, and then they just run at Bait, and there isn't really an answer for that in the early goings.
Right. At least the wave clear is like okay. Which is why I'm not even too concerned about like the Shadow Fiend getting out of control. It's really, to me, all about the Lycan. And if they manage to shut down the Shadow Fiend, that would be great, because then VP will be sticking to split push tactics as opposed to team fight tactics, which is usually what you want to do around a Phoenix. But if the laning phase goes comically poorly, then I don't know, they fail on all fronts to be able to deal with the Lycan.
True enough. And that is not a recipe for success. We'll also mention there was a little bit of talk about like the denies going on and how that affects things. Knoxville pointed out via tweet that Dendi is the all-time leader in denies. So the fact that it doesn't give gold, doesn't give experience anymore, it kind of hurts him a little bit. That was his go-to strat. He was just always about outlaning people. And he's like 5,000 denies of the next highest person to ever play Dota.
But is it like denies per game though? Because Dendy has also played a lot more Dota than most of the players.
Don't say anything. Don't
Yeah,
say anything about the stats.
No. I wouldn't dare question misleading statistics. Not my department.
Absolutely. But yeah, I agree. There's a little bit of fun stuff going on there. As Dendy gonna take through another raise here, pulls the wave back, and should be able to just resonant pulse afterwards. So this feels like it's the type of thing that could start to get worse before it gets better for Dendy, as he is just burning through these salves, but still getting a lot of last hits here.
Yeah, and we can poke around elsewhere. Top lane, it's the Lycan and the Phoenix going up against the Underlord and the AA, which I believe the panel did mention that there are stand-ins, Skylark and Spartan, going to be standing in for bait, so not necessarily playing with their full roster, but obviously the Greeks are accomplished players in their own right, so I imagine that they're not necessarily going to be any liabilities for bait.
Right, and there's some talk about like King R having trouble before. Then Ghostic was playing with them. Don't know if this is like just a full-on. All right, we're making the switch, or if it's what have you. But they've played with them for 2 other series at this point, so that is something to keep our eyes on. So let's see. 3 minutes in, we've got ourselves all across the board bait leading out in the CS early going. So the laning stage at least looks pretty good for these bait boys. We'll see if they can sort of keep that up through the mid game. If Virtus.pro want to try and swap the lanes up at all. The Lycan so far has really not had a great time against the early pressure coming from this Underlord.
I'm impressed. I was not expecting it to be this one-sided as a Lycan versus an Underlord, but granted, Phoenix not necessarily the best lane support either, so for what it's worth, ILTW is kind of fending for himself, having to deal with this atrophy aura affecting him and his wolves, and they're, even getting sieged underneath their own tier 1 tower, and Skylark just has absolutely nothing to be concerned about.
God, I love that voice line. Curses! Whenever I miss a CS, I just spam that out and play an Underlord. It's a great one. That and I do not think. Those are the two. Dendy eating another couple raises there mid. And getting the outplayed from no one. That is because the rune is down on the bottom side. No one always loves to do a little bit of trash talking when he gets the rune come on his way.
Gets his bottle delivered also, so he's going to be able to hold on to that. Not really anything worth dispelling is now bot lane. Almost first blood being so it lands.
Yeah, and instead it's going to be Zayat that picks up the first blood. A little bit of an overextension there by Spartan, and Excalibur doesn't have another Blade Fury, so both Zayat and Resolution going to get out. Spear connecting, Salvin back up, and yeah, Excalibur, he's got to be careful. 3 stacks already. In top lane, they're also going to lose LeBron in the fountain. He dies to solo. So 2 quick kills going the way of Virtus.pro.
No, Skylark's kind of hanging around here, but he's got his soul ring and ring of protection.
Mid.
Unfortunate timing for these deaths, though.
One more punch, needs it, is going to be able to get the kill with the illusion rune, actually, is what ends up finishing off the job. So no one kills Spartan after the gank. 3 kills in every single lane. Yeah, Virtus.pro made a quick little come around there. As far as bounty runes go, it looks like it was a trade-off there. VP getting all of them?
Wow. No trade-offs involved, and Shadow Demon even leaves the one close to the Dire mid lane so that no one can fill his bottle back up. So pretty rough timing for that sequence of events to happen for bait, as I think VP were just waiting for their moment for this 5-minute window, and boy did they seize it.
Yeah, that was insane. It was, going good across all those lanes, then 3 kills, 4 bounty runes, and suddenly VP looking pretty nice. Again, Skylark is still getting pretty big here on the Underlord. Has another item coming out to him. That's going to be his boots. The Soul Ring already done. He could just spam out this wave constantly against LTW.
Yeah, in the meanwhile, at least Dendy's hasn't died yet in the mid lane, and he's keeping up in the CS perfectly well. But I don't really know how much he's going to be able to rotate compared to this Shadow Fiend. They're establishing a lot of mid lane vision. There are 2 Radiant wards flanking the river right now to make sure that Dendy does not get rotated on. But I think it's more important for him to be able to find other windows to rotate. I mean, Lycan's not doing that great still, so you'd think that he would be kind of vulnerable pre-level 6.
Yeah, that would be the
doesn't want
nice.
to lose mid tower.
That would be the nice time to make that move potentially. Just hitting level 5 right there on LTW, and you can see that, wanting to give him that extra little bit of experience. They were running back home by solo. He's going to TP back out again now after that creep wave dies. And see what they can do. I mean, again, it's not really great chances at aggressive moves around the map by VP. They kind of just need to sort of bide their time until their level 6s come online.
Phoenix just wants to go straight up on this AA again.
Solo's crazy, and he gets the kill with the little wolves there. Just gobble them up. All right. So they take that kill down bottom. They're going to hit a spear onto the Juggernaut. Again, Zayat here has been able to get a good amount of farm for himself, already almost level 5 before the tome. So he's having a very nice game on the Shadow Demon.
Yeah, and we haven't even seen the potential for him to start establishing a ton of stacks for his Lycan, obviously because he's in the offlane as opposed to in the safe lane supporting, but as the game progresses, he should be able to find experience just by virtue of standing next to his cores who could very, very easily take stacks. It doesn't even have to be for the Lycan, but for the Shadow Fiend, and he is going to get one Ancient stack up.
Yeah, that'll be nice. Little bit of extra farm going towards his carries later on there. Yeah, Shadow Demon, or Shadow Fiend rather. There's all the shadows in this game. As the silence comes out, Denny makes that rotation. And Zayat looks like he's going to go down. One more punch from Excalibur seals the deal. Yeah, so that's what they need to do. And then you see immediately afterwards, AA is going to come mid to soak up some XP.
Top lane, Shapeshift activated for this Underlord, and they should get the kill.
That's a big kill. Oh, man, the fact that that one worked is really nice for LTW, who already has his Necro Book level 1 going into the Helm of the Dominator next. Yeah, getting that kill on one of the other top net worth heroes in the game, and suddenly LTW is like having a fabulous time. Second highest in the net worth.
Yeah, I'm still surprised that, I mean, again, once the Lycan hits level 6, it's not really worth the Void Spirit's time to go for that kill. But at the same time, you really need to slow down this Lycan because, again, he is the biggest issue this game. This is the hero that is going to cause VP to win like pre-30 minutes if they can just take structures unimpeded. So not checking him out in the laning phase is going to come back to bite bait, I'm afraid.
Yeah, and you did make that case about potentially rotating up there to try and kill him with the Void Spirit. They decided to go to the bottom instead, which was nice, and they were able to get that kill into Resolution. And speaking of which, Resolution getting rolled on, and they managed to bring down the Mars. Meanwhile, the Grimstroke's going to TP away. 5 stacks, and Zayat gets the kill. Well played there. You stick around a little bit too long around Shadow Poison, you're going to pop.
And now both outposts successfully claimed by Radiant. Void Spirit making a movement with AA under smoke. AA not quite level 6 yet, though, so may wait until he can get the tome until they start trying to go for a move, but Lycan's just going to leave the top lane. He knows that there are way too many heroes up there, and he's just going to try to push bot. Meanwhile, FF is going to take mid basically uncontested.
Jeez, that is, yeah, very dangerous. Is it in deny range? It is within deny range, but I don't know if Bait really want to do that right now. It's kind of annoying, have to deal with. But yeah, SF right now, what is he? 1,000, almost, yeah, 1,000 gold ahead of the Juggernaut. And he is really having a good game, going for those drums first. God.
Yeah, he does not need to be a late game carry.
Solo?
And they will easily take it. Bot lane shapeshift.
Chase. They're looking over here to the side. Got to be careful as they're taking down the Phoenix as well as trying to take down Skylark. He does manage to get the ulti out of there, and the Phoenix not able to get off the bug and then go for the supernova. So 3,000 gold lead for Virtus.pro. They did find that Phoenix kill, but losing mid-tier 1 really hurts.
I'm just going to keep getting harder and harder. This is the problem with this draft, is that they have no way of being able to successfully force Lycan off of their structures. They have relatively good wave clear to bring creeps away, like Stroke of Fate, the Firestorm, and I don't know, Jug can kind of just walk in and Blade Fury, but the Lycan creeps will not aggro, and Lycan himself will just stay on the tower, and they really have no way of discouraging him from doing that.
Yeah, like, because even, you commit the AA blast or something like that, you need that other hero. Like, it feels like Void Spirit has to be the one to, like, jump around and sort of try and punish them, get them off of the buildings. But Dendy's just not in a position where that's going to happen. He's below the offlaner for Virtus.pro right now. Lowest net worth on the course. And that's just going to happen when you're going up against an SF as a Void Spirit. It's a bad lane for him. So, I don't know. It's looking tough. Real tough. Mars, ulti came out, but the Omni Slash Excalibur not doing nearly enough. Trying to TP out of here in time. Is it going to be enough? It is, just barely. And that's one nice thing, is the spin TP is going to be a good answer for Excalibur this game.
Dog in general is just a good answer for Mars. Earlier, he was able to spin out as Small was going to get stomped.
Oh, he gets caught up in the top lane Skylark. Oh, that one hurts. Oh, at least he finishes Atos.
Yeah, which is going to be one of their very few answers to deal with the Lycan. If they can chain root him, then hopefully they can buy enough time for, AA Ice Blast to actually connect on the Lycan and then hopefully bring him down. But yeah, the Jug is basically just going to be able to be evasive against the Mars, but even him finding kills is so difficult. He spent the Omni Slash and was not really able to finish him off. He really needs a +1, and so far Void Spirit's not providing that. And AA does have the Ice Blast now, and hopefully they can try to look for a pick mid on the Mars.
Yeah, looking for it. Ice Blast comes out, they will be able to get that kill. And Phoenix Supernova used as well. So a little bit of a win there for Bait, definitely nice. The downside is it always comes at a cost. Top lane is getting taken down by LTW here. Can throw down that Pit of Malice, keep your creeps in the area, and that'll actually keep them off the tier 1 tower. So that's another win here. Like there's pieces of this Bait draft that at least feel like they're doing what they should be doing, which is holding on to these towers when possible. And that's the strength of the Underlord pick. If it's going to continue.
VP are just kind of toying with them right now. They have all this vision right now. They see where Underlord is. They can activate Shapeshift at their leisure and go in.
Yeah.
It comes out.
Yeah, and now they find him over on the side here. Dendy, Astral steps the low ground, picks up an Arcane Rune. Should be able to walk out. Does have to be careful. Spear off cooldown in a couple seconds here. Dendy going to get speared up to the high ground. So that keeps him alive. He has one more Astral Step. The Remnant goes out. Solo still can chase with the dive if he wants. But it looks like they're going to give up hope at killing Dendy. So a little bit of space created there. Again, it's not looking great. It's a 4,000 gold lead at 14 minutes.
He's the one who needs the space. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Other people are not able to take advantage of it. He's still a solid 500 net worth behind the Mars, which, to be fair, as Spartan actually is going to go down to this Lycan. To be fair, there's also like a lot of gold being claimed from all these towers. All the tier 1 towers have been claimed by VP. That's a significant portion of Mars's advantage right now. But the fact that the first major item that Dendy has is phase boots means that like the Lycan has absolutely nothing to be concerned about. Shadow Fiend has... I'm actually surprised that no one is going for such a conservative build by going for the BKB first, but at the same time, the only way that they lose this game is if the SF starts falling behind massively, and Resolution actually is going to find Excalibur.
Yeah, Spin has to TP away. That feels bad. Yeah, he'll get out. It's interesting too, right? Because you've got like the panel was talking about, okay, maybe Jug can go for like a Battle Fury or something this game. You can see Excalibur knows he has to be able to be in these fights, and going for this Maelstrom after the Mask of Madness, it's like the best thing he can go for, but it's not feeling like it's going to be enough quickly enough. As every minute it feels like this gold lead is just ballooning up. It's now 7,000 net worth lead, and it's not really kills that are the big determining factor. It's just kind of map movements, and Bait here trying to find a kill, but there's literally nobody on this side of the map. Yeah, that's tough. That's really, really tough for Bait right now. And VP just going to take full advantage of this moment, going to push down bottom tier 2 tower.
Yeah, the problem with the bait draft is even if they do manage to find a kill in this jungle, like say they do successfully get a pick with all this vision that they've posted up in the dire jungle, they don't push particularly fast. It's really just Excalibur who can take structures. Meanwhile, VP are more than happy to trade objectives as now they're marching up to high ground.
Oh my god. Yeah, this is really, I mean, panel, you guys might want to get ready. I don't know. This is looking rough. They're going to do the Stroke of Fate down there. Skylark, good route for the moment, trying to control. The silence is onto Solo, but wasn't able to respond in time. So in the meantime, Excalibur is going to be able to go for the jump away, has the spin TP out if needed, but also a haste rune. So yeah, things looking okay there. Dendy throws out the Remnant, not quite going to connect on the Zayat.
Although still hanging around, Lycan has not spent Shapeshift yet, so he's willing to re-engage.
Oh my god. Careful. They bring in everybody now. Ice Blast going to not quite land on the resolution. Now Skylark is going to go down. These two are loose together. Looks like Lycan's running on a treadmill, but they are still going fast enough as Spartan is going to go down. They find another kill. Solo has Supernova already used, but Resolution, he's still not that afraid. He can just walk away. There's no more Ice Blast. They get the BKB done for no one. It is 17 minutes, 9,000, 10,000 gold lead, and they're going to lose the full lane of racks. Unreal.
It's so rare that you have drum charges by the time that you're sieging high ground. But
yeah.
If you're sieging it at 17 minutes, then yeah, sure, why not? And they take a first set of racks before even the mid-tier 1 on their side is claimed. And they're not letting off the gas anytime soon. I imagine they could go for Roche if they really want to. There's still no real rush as they still have like an iron grip on this map. No one feels safe farming anywhere.
Oh, Dendy.
He's gonna get a kill on A.
Okay, they jump in and they blow up Zayat. All right, they got something. It's the position, 5, 4, depending upon how you want to look at it, but it's okay.
Hope we'll be able to take this to tier 1, I would imagine. But SF has a DD BKB, actually.
Requiem Souls comes out. The fear is there on the two of them. He might have overplayed his hand a little bit. Denny, think about going in the Omni Slash onto no one, trading now back and forth to Solo. Solo's like, really? That's what you want to do to me? The hell? They get the tier 1 tower.
Oh my, I would be so mad at that Phoenix. I'm Sunraying to save my Shadow Fiend. He's like, nah, you take care of this, Jug. I don't want him on me. And yeah, a little bit overzealous. ILTW was not really willing to fight quite yet. And that's the 10-second BKB. So all things considered, for being 10k net worth down, you're pretty satisfied with how that tier 1 push went if you're bait, but now smoke up. And even with the BKB being down, they have no fear going for another fight right now.
Solo, kind of in a dangerous spot. Dendy, they spot him, jump up to the high ground, have the connection, dissimulate, trying to run, trying to hide. Does he have a way out? Ooh, okay. He baited him. It's in the name. But LTW kills LeBron, and they just walk into Roche now. Yeah. And also Shadow Fiend took the Presence Aura effect buildings. This is going to be a hell of a push that Bait need to try and hold off.
I believe Excalibur's trying his damnedest to push these lanes out, but the rest of his team is going to just start cutting the waves because they are not really necessary to make sure that this Roche fight goes smoothly, which there won't be a fight with AA being down, no Ice Blast. That would have probably been your biggest ultimate to win a fight in the pit, but they will take it and actually give it to no one. So this SF is going to be hanging around in the fight for a very, very long time.
Yeah, he is. He's going to be a problem. He's going to be definitely a problem. But then again, the thing that's crazy is also like one of their squishiest heroes right now. Dendy spots a couple heroes, says, I don't want to be here anymore. The rest of Virtus.pro are going to try and push in the top lane. They have been playing this game clinical, but there is like a little bit of an opening here maybe as VP is a little bit separated. But I don't think that you can really take advantage of it that easily.
Yeah, their two strongest heroes have 22,000. There's a combined like 23,000 net worth in the mid lane if Phoenix wasn't here, and that is more than like all of Bait put together. So I don't really think VP have too much to be concerned about if they split up. And like both the outposts went the way of Dire at 20 minutes. All 4 bounty runes are probably going to go that way unless the Skylark manages to sneak it.
Oh no, an Excalibur. Yeah, he's in some trouble now. Does manage to find 1 kill, but didn't have a TP for his spin away, and they will blow him up. So no Jug, 46 seconds. BKB was used by no one, actually, before his Aegis. This is a little bit scary. If they buy back on Jug here, they might have an opportunity. LTW, Soulbound, his ulti is wearing off now. If they can chase this one, Stroke of Fate could come out. He's going to land. LTW, they have an imprisonment afterwards if they need to use it. So he won't go down on the Lycan. And now with Grimstroke dead as well as Juggernaut, Bait, I mean, they're still going for it. Aid the Remnant is going to be taunted, pulling back on LTW, but there just isn't any follow-up. Oh God, and Raccoon of Souls is going to come out, land now on to that Void Spirit. One more jump in, not going to be able to finish him off.
They really need that AA ultimate to be on the Lycan if they want to actively pursue that kill. Which it's honestly worth considering getting a BKB if you're ILTW, but if the game is this far gone, you might as well just double down on the fact that you can push structures and just eviscerate them in a matter of moments, especially like you said with that presence effects buildings talent. So he's going to be going for the AC, and if you just give this SF and Lycan a solid 10 seconds near a tower, they will quickly take it. And now Excalibur.
Oh, Excalibur had an idea that was coming, and does just need to TP out. My God, look at the damage. It's terrifying. Well, the smoke up. I think they know. They're smoking. But where are they going to look for an opening now?
Arena in 10 seconds.
That's a Soul Ring also, but can also just go for the spear backwards if they want to do it. And Skylark, oh, good silence onto Resolution. That keeps him from throwing out that spear. But look at this Underlord just get completely destroyed. They're going to take down the Grimstroke. Dendy is able to dissimulate out. The AA Blast is not going to connect onto who it needs to, which is anybody at all. And the pipe is out regardless anyway. Skylark bought back into this. The Lycan's sending in his minions after him, trying to take him down, but not quite going to go out in time. No one's still hanging on to that Age. Just has a minute and a half left, so he's willing to die here for this. As the leash comes out onto both of them, Age just wearing off. They have another hoof stomp if they want to use it. Resolution jumps in, gets the spear, the taunt, pulls it back in, but look at the damage onto Excalibur. 1, 2, 3 punches, down and dead. Dendy tries to jump onto that backlines for LTW, but the Reckoning Souls comes out, gonna land there onto Dendy. The Void Spirit is still alive though, and it looks like they're going to be able to get the pullback onto the Phoenix. Now with the Ice Blast going through onto 2, actually 3, can they find any follow-up here? Skylark chasing, not quite going to land with that spear. As Excalibur chases, has the Omni Slash available, but there are too many creeps, and now Excalibur is in a world of hurt. If he's not careful, he's just going to get gobbled up. Chase down comes with the round 3. Resolution doesn't want to go for it, but they will be able to get the Cold Feet. Lands onto Rezo, trying to bulwark his way out of there, but the Sun Ray coming in from the Phoenix, that keeps him alive. Omni Slash out, and no one, is he going to drop here? He does! They find that kill. All right, taking out LTW also. Resolution tries to turn this one with the Supernova down. They're going to kill off Excalibur though, and now with both of those diebacks, it looks like finally Bait are going to be punished. The chase comes, Ice Blast in, LTW, he dies! Okay, they're making it work. The scrappy team of Bait here just trying desperately to hold on. They will lose Spartan. Dendy, the only one on his team left alive. Can he carry them to the victory? Dendy, he wants it desperately. He misses on the Remnant, tries to dissimulate forward, almost finding that kill into Resolution. The spear is off the mark. Fuel Scepter lift up. Can he continue the chase? Looks like he's going to give it up here. Oh my God, get out. Run away.
Oh man, he had another earn charge actually. Solo may have been able to almost finish off that Void Spirit, but really solid buyback because now LeBron getting demonically purged.
Oh, is he dead? Oh God, 4th stack up. Might need one more. Nope. Jesus. Oh, Zayat, what a player.
Still, to be able to exchange that many kills when you're this far down in net worth, it's worth as many buybacks as it takes. Unfortunately, Spartan is the one who ends up ending ILTW's streak, so he's the one who gets the money in the bank for finishing off that Lycan, which is not really the way that you wanted this to go. But still, like, they managed to win the fight. They got a Phoenix buyback out of it, which great decision by Solo to buyback. Him being able to re-enter that fight, get a little bit of Sunray time onto that Shadow Fiend, and then go for the Supernova and win the follow-up fight was definitely a great decision. But yeah, there's signs of life as now Yule's onto the Shadow Demon.
Pulls him back in, trying to take him down. Ice Blast afterwards. They have the imprisonment. And Dendy, is he finally going to get taken down here? I think the answer is yes. That is actually his first death of the game. But in spite of that, he's still just not been able to have that same type of impact that you wanted. God, such a tremendous lead right now. Shadow Fiend is double his net worth. And, I mean, the rest of the cores are looking pretty good from VP. Unreal. Turnaround, Mars yet again. Resolution, is he in some trouble? They have the Supernova down, and Skylark just trying to pull the rest of them away. So they will all escape. Supernova and Mars Arena down.
And they don't yet have AC completed, but with this DD rune on the SF, I don't really think they need it and the presence building. So SF's BKB is down, though. I gotta say, this AA Ultimate has proven to be like the biggest decision in stalling out this game, because it could have been over a long time ago, but with Lycan going for this incredibly greedy build, and SF having the only source of spell immunity on the side of Dire, somehow they're managing to stall it out for quite a bit. Obviously, it's not ever really looking good for them, but it's still almost going to be a 30-minute game, which is higher expectations than I had.
Yeah, it's true. Well, and I think that you are seeing we talked a lot about the issues of lockdown that Bait have. I mean, VP also have those same issues. There's not great lockdown, and that's part of why you're seeing the Jug sort of be able to push out these side lanes more than he might otherwise be able to. It's why Dendy's been able to, go with only one death, as he does get rooted though. Oh, run away. Oh, it's Shadow Fiend. Yeah, no one's able to walk out, so they're snoring away. Did Excalibur buy his Hyperstone? He did not. So, God, he's just still so underfarmed. All of them need a ton of items.
Yeah, and they can't even manage to get any of those items by claiming towers, because VP are just keeping every single lane perpetually pushed on their side of the map. They never get to go out to claim outposts or bounty runes, or I don't even know when the last time Jug hit a jungle creep, because he's just always having to stay on past the stairs just barely to defend these lanes. So actually, yeah, have they even gotten all their neutral items? Because 27 minutes just hit, and they haven't even finished claiming all their tier 2 items yet.
Yeah, they still need one more tier 2. I mean, that's just the power of map control right now. And they have an Orb of Destruction done on the Lycan, or rather picked up, and Dendy jumps in, taunt pulls back in. Can they get that kill? Oh, disruption save, last second, that keeps him alive. Still has the Ice Blast applied to no one, but he will be able to walk it off. Just Swagger Fiend getting out of there. Nonetheless,
BKB's activated and Roche is up, and I think you can take a Roche fight, and they are going to smoke up.
This is big. Ice Blast back off cooldown very soon. 12 seconds away. I mean, this could actually work for them. They're looking forward for it. Skylark moving into position. But the Wolves scouted him, and that might spell the end. Although now,
what an arena.
Resolution, the good reaction comes out from Excalibur, but A already dead. He buys back, can throw out a long duration Ice Blast. They might want to try and take this fight, but they decide, no, let's just get out. So they'll lose the Grimstroke, and yeah, that buyback now kind of hurts. It's tough.
Yeah, the Skylark's kind of roaming his way back over to the pit, but I think it may be his undoing.
Ice Blast goes out. It is not going to be in time to make any difference here, and Skylark decides to TP away. Not going to complete, as the Underlord is going to be slain. No buyback for Skylark. He is going to drop, and now a free path down the mid lane for Virtus.pro. Oh my god.
Shapeshift also 30 seconds until that comes back, but with the Underlord being dead, and that is really their only source of lockdown. It's nice preemptive disruption.
Oh my god, Yule Scepter barely saving his life, but it's only going to be for a moment. Another round of Dissimulate. Dendy trying to get out, needs one more punch. Resolution finishes him off. The buyback coming from that Void Spirit, but these buildings are going down so quickly, as they still have that Aegis and Cheese available for them if things get really dicey. And VP just going to stand together under the beam of healing and fun. It is Bait that are not having their fun. And jump forward another round of Arena. Silence for the moment, but they're not going to be able to get it. It's just GG. It's over. God damn.